come in here and you can have a seat close to the desk there.
Okay.
So you've been on quite the journey recently for the last couple of years, huh?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you feeling?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, psychologically, I'm okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. On the other side, it's just thinking a lot about what am I going through, and at the same time, what are the best choices that I have for dealing with pain, dealing with the health, the well-being, and what options to take every time. Because I had a lot of surgeries just for this. So I had about, I think, 4.
Right.
And there are small ones, just
No, right.
reconstructive, whatever.
Right.
Just mainly four surgeries since March 2016 till now, until last November. And because there is a recurrence in this area, they're thinking of doing another surgery.
Right.
Yeah, I asked them to hold off for a little bit so I could maybe try differently with an ICC.
Right.
Yeah, and then see how things go, because
Right.
I was just talking to my doctor, so the idea of just keep cutting every time, it was coming back every time. I probably need to check it out if there is other way to do it.
Right.
And the other thing, of course, with everything that's been there, the sinuses, I think, function has changed. Now I have somehow, my nose and my even breathing sometimes have a problem from nose, so I have to breathe from my mouth, and the sinus is always clogged somehow.
Right.
Or there is an air that's differently. Like now I talk this way, but that's not the way I usually talk.
Right.
I'm a television reporter, so I could
Right.
usually we teach people how to talk and how to report everything. No, I can't do that.
Now, how long has your voice changed?
Maybe about from last surgery, which is I think, November.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. But also this is a denture.
Okay.
Yeah, I've lost almost 10 teeth or something from here to here.
Okay.
This was a temporary one, like I can take it out and everything.
Right.
So all of the roof of the mouth, at least half of the roof of the mouth, and the jaw, most of it maybe is not there.
Right.
Yeah. Now it's coming to this side. This is a little bit pushing these days. But I think with IPT also it's swelling somehow. I think with
How many IPTs have you had?
just 2.
Oh, just 2. Okay.
And they actually swell quick. Doctor, I think, Jones told me that it might swell. It might be a good sign, so it might react.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing is just pain management now and fatigue I have during the day.
Now, so tell me, so you're really not on any pain medicine?
No, really, just maybe a leave or just...
I mean, is adrenaline for nausea, or what are you taking this for?
For nausea and pain, I'm taking those 2 together.
Okay.
The CFAC, which is like, I think, the hemp oil.
Right.
With this one. I'm not sure how much it's helping me at this moment.
Right.
But I sometimes take Advil or sometimes take Aleve. These days I'm taking Aleve.
Sure.
Actually. Yeah.
So tell me what's like 0, no pain, 10, really bad pain.
Yeah.
What's the worst has it been for you?
I think that's a very difficult question, by the way.
I know.
Because I don't know what's the 10 and but at least like I usually have a pain like periodically during the day. It reaches to a level that sometimes I can't focus 100% on what I'm doing.
Right.
I could probably, I'm at work or something. I could be feeling a little bit discomfort. I can't focus 100%. But if there's work and everything, that might distract me and maybe worse.
Right.
All of a sudden, the pain comes. So I think like Advil or something that helps me go for 4 hours or something. And then I have to take it immediately, otherwise it will come and I feel discomfort and all those things. Headache, sometimes shoulder ache, fatigue, the need to walk out or something.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes, just have a breath of fresh air or something. Yeah. Or change whatever I'm doing.
Right.
That happens. Sometimes it doesn't, even though I sleep well all the time, I have no problem sleeping at night. I wake up in around 2 or 3.
From pain, you think?
Sometimes from pain, yeah.
Okay.
These days, especially over the last month or so.
Okay.
From pain, yeah.
Now, do you have different types of pain, right? Or
Yeah, I think it's usually this area, the sinus area, especially this one because this one is going. And this area, I'm not sure if it's still an infection there or something. But the sinuses are changed, of course.
Right.
And at the same time, this one used to have some kind of
like discharge?
like a discharge kind of thing. It's been there for a long time, maybe a year or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is like from a surgery that I did in September 2016, I think.
Okay.
But on different surgery, it changed a little bit, so it comes from inside. And then they did another surgery, small surgery, just to close this. Now, it didn't come from here, just about 2 or 3 months. It's actually, I have some kind of you see this one? This is a hole, actually, from inside out.
Yeah, I see that. Is that draining?
It's draining.
It's draining.
It drains,
Did anybody culture that?
They said that if you want to go for a surgery, and then at that time we will go in and maybe fix it. But now, maybe go with your IPT and see how things go.
Right.
They gave me antibiotics about 3 weeks ago or something.
Did it help at all?
It's helped with the pain at that moment. But
Are you still on the antibiotic?
No.
Okay.
I finished it maybe about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But I still have the white flush coming here. So.
Okay, right. So who gave you the antibiotic?
It's in Johns Hopkins.
Dr. Jones did. Okay.
No, Dr. Jones.
Oh.
In Johns Hopkins. My
John
ENT.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like a Augmentin, or do you know
Augmentin.
what Okay. Because you may. So it was the pain was improving with the treatment with the antibiotic there.
Yeah.
But then once you ran out of the antibiotic, did the pain start coming back?
The other pain was there, I mean, even though the antibiotic, but this part was a little bit better. But the other pain with this, and I don't know, the other things were there somehow.
Right.
But generally, this area became okay.
Became okay with the antibiotic. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's still okay-ish, or not?
It's the thing is, I have a swelling. I don't know, as you can see.
Yeah.
And I have the white flush now again. I don't know.
So the white pus went away with the antibiotic?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it went away. Had a little bit of bloody, a little bit of like a discharge kind of thing.
Right.
Maybe mucus or something from that.
And when did it start coming back?
Just now, I think.
Just now. Okay.
Just about.
Because you might have different types of pain. That's why I'm asking you all these questions. Now, I'm sorry. You said you stopped the antibiotic.
I finished it like about 10 days.
10 days
ago.
2 times
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because they gave me for 10 days, 2
Okay.
times a day. I finished it, I think, 2 weeks ago. So.
I finished 2 weeks ago. Okay. Yeah. Any fever or chills as this white pus is coming back?
No chills. No fever, really. At the same time, nothing like that. But usually just fatigue. I have fatigue.
More fatigue. Okay.
More fatigue. And sometimes I do many things. Of course, I try not to be on pain medicine usually.
Right.
I do some exercises that makes me forget about pain, and sometimes I just lie in water tub. That helps me for 2-3 hours.
Okay.
Somehow. And,
but you haven't been on really pain medicines, right? Other than these are very, very, very mild. Have you been on anything stronger?
Nothing. I tried. I went with a little bit with, especially before I started the IPC, which is about 2 weeks now, the second week. I was a little bit on oxycodone from time to time, not really every time.
Right.
But sometimes I have to take it because.
Oh, sure. You need something on hand if you need it. Right.
Especially at work, sometimes I couldn't even work. I couldn't focus on everything. I take like 5 milligram.
Okay.
Just 5 milligram. Because more than that, I won't take it usually. 5 milligram gives me like about 5-6 hours of relief.
Okay.
I take Advil in it, gives me more time.
Right.
If I felt like I couldn't sleep, I take 5 milligram or something. Usually I take it the past month, let's say, I take it maybe twice in 24 hours. Or 3 times at most.
Okay.
Then when it's done, I tried with with the CPAC and the Adderall. I think they might maybe with Adderall they might help somehow, but I didn't feel like I needed more than that.
Right.
Yeah, but the fatigue and the continuous of the pain, that's the thing.
And the fatigue's getting worse, would you say?
It's not getting worse, but it's just there all the time.
It's just there.
It's just there, yeah, all the time.
So, and I know that, like at least the labs that Dr. Joan checked, like I like to get, we should look at your thyroid and your adrenal glands. We should look at selenium. He's looking more at the basics with the chemotherapy and everything. Has anyone checked recently your any kind of labs like thyroid, adrenals, anything like that? Okay. The other thing that really comes to mind with your symptoms is sleep apnea.
Yeah.
Because you're so obstructed.
Yeah.
And I think you put morning headaches sometimes.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are those new for you?
Because the past 2 months they were there. 2 months, even 3 months maybe.
Okay. And where are those morning headaches, would you say?
I have things around.
Right there?
Here in the
Okay.
sinus area. And sometimes just here. And a lot of it fatigue around here in this area.
Sure.
The past maybe month or 2, month and a half or something, just the fatigue and getting, the pain everywhere, that's like more constant.
And you do you tend to hold, do you think, your stress in your shoulders? I mean, I'm going to examine you a little bit, but because you don't have any, I think everything was clean in this area.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All good. Of course, I had a problem with the previous chemo because I took a chemo in 2016, no, 17.
Okay.
2016 actually, 16. I took a chemo which was very strong. Medicine called cisplatin. Cisplatin, I think, made some kind of peripheral nerve damage.
Nerve damage, okay,
hands
right.
and legs.
Are they
and
still
the
a
back.
little you still have some of that numbness?
I still have this one, the hand and the leg. You see, this screws, for example, this is just for people who have numbness. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, they have numbness there all the time.
Right, okay.
And at the same time, I think it's affected the back, probably nerves.
Nerves,
I have that sometimes, so I have to sleep in something like a little bit.
A recliner?
Yeah, like a normal bed, but I have to at least not move much to the side.
Oh, okay.
Sleep like this on the back.
Okay, and so actually on the back,
Yeah.
are you elevated a little, or are you pretty flat?
I'm elevated as much as possible. I'm elevated because of the area.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think that's. I don't think that's why I have a problem in here. Because whenever I took, whenever I took Adderall or something, it goes away.
Right.
And I didn't have much pain actually, because I dealt with this for a long time. I mean, I do Tai Chi, I swim sometimes, like mild swimming every 4 days a week or something.
Good.
I do Tai Chi 4 or 5 days a week.
Good.
That helps a lot with the back and everything.
Right.
But this is actually pretty pain.
Pretty, okay.
I think it's pain because usually with Tai Chi, I do a lot of Tai Chi, like Qigong, Tai Chi, I've been doing it for years. And that's sustains everything okay.
Right.
But with pain, it comes
back. It's pain. Yeah. Now there's different types of pain. There can be like the deep bone pain. There can be nerve pain. The nerve pain tends to be a burning. Do you have any that are pretty similar? Do you have something that's pretty black and white, a burning type pain?
Burning. I don't think. I don't recall if I have something burning or something.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, then of course, there's the bone pain, which is very deep and very painful.
Yeah.
Can you tell if you're getting bone pain versus sinus pressure?
Oh yeah, I think I would say it's maybe sinuses.
Okay, it seems more like a sinus.
But after this thing, the occurrence and everything, there's a little bit of, like for example, if I touch here, I feel like I'm pushing against a nerve or something, or I feel like my teeth, the remaining nerves, are painful or distressed somehow.
Okay.
Yes, that's one thing.
So having something like oxycodone on standby is good, but if there is some kind of pressure on a nerve, we might even want to give you something called like gabapentin. Has anyone done anything like that?
I don't know. I've tried to this one before. A long time ago.
A long time ago, right. So, so now the thing is with the short-acting oxycodone, like the 5 milligrams that you're on, it you know. So if you don't want to be miserable all day, and if you're going up and down, and if you're taking a total of 15 milligrams a day, you know, I know it doesn't come in 5 milligrams long acting, but so 10 milligrams long acting twice a day might give you a better coverage. I don't know if you think you need that though, or want that. I mean, that's what I was trying to get. So, like, how comfortable are you right now?
At this moment, I'm okay. I just took around 3 o'clock. I took Aleve.
Okay.
And with what's the name of the acid reflux?
Well, there's a bunch of them. So there's Nexium, there's Zantac, there's.
What's the main ingredients of that? It's like
ranitidine or Prilosec, omeprazole.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. One of those, you know, Dr. Jones told me maybe so you can get it so it can help you, you know, with Aleve.
Right.
I think that's together with Aleve. So I think like Aleve 3 times a day.
Okay.
That
just one pill or 2?
One pill.
Okay.
One pill. It seemed okay. In the middle, I have a little bit of headache or something sometimes. Headache, whatever. So I take this one 2 or 3 times to use those 2. They seem okay, but still the fatigue is there.
Sure.
The fatigue is always there, yeah. I don't have that much pain with these 2, with those 2.
Right.
But the fatigue is always there.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one thing as well.
Now, so how much are you really sleeping? Are you
I don't
refreshed?
think I can sleep more than 5 hours. I mean, like 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours all, and then I wake up for an hour or something, and then sleep for 2 hours. That's usually about it.
Okay.
But when I'm at work, sometimes the pain comes and everything.
Right.
Yeah, that happens. Like let's say, I feel like when you know, when the medicine's effect wears off,
right,
I start to have the headache, the cold, or the fatigue, and everything. Yeah. Right. That's there. So basically
right.
About it, yeah.
So now, did you start metformin, you know, just as cancer treatment, or was your blood sugar a little bit on the high side? Do you know?
I think it's part of Dr. Johnson's recommendation because it helps you with the sugar balance.
Right.
I've been doing that for some time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because you know, looking at you know, your symptoms. Yeah. You know, we really should, you know, definitely we want to check your thyroid, because if your thyroid is on the sluggish end, you know, that will make you tired. And there's studies showing that low free T3 can increase mortality, that alone.
What's low? You said
Well, so I'm going to measure your, you know, all your thyroid function tests, but specifically the free T3. I'm going to do all of them, but a lot of times in traditional medicine, they might just measure the TSH, and that's all. So we want to be more aggressive with that. And then, now, was this hepatitis A, or what kind of hepatitis did you have?
I can't remember. This has been there. This was there for since I was. This when I was in high school in 1997.
Oh, wow.
It's gone away like in a few months.
Okay.
That's a long time ago.
So were you vomiting, or did you travel? Or?
No, I was in the U.S. Of course. I'm from Ethiopia originally.
Okay.
I lived in Djibouti, a small country near Ethiopia, in high school. That's when I had this one, but I think I had like a yellow eye, yellow urine, and everything.
Right.
And I went to the doctor and he dealt with it like naturally sometime. And usually in Ethiopia we do something like this. So my father got me, you know, like local honey and all those things.
Right.
And in about 2 or 3 months, I went to a hospital in Saudi Arabia at that time, and then they told me it's actually gone and everything was okay.
Wow.
This was interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it never came back from there.
Okay. I mean, you know, so even though your liver enzymes, other than the ALK-Phos, are normal. If there was a smoldering hepatitis, you can sometimes have normal liver tests till late. I don't know. Has anyone drawn any different hepatitis series to see if
no, I didn't do anything before that. I don't know.
Is that? I mean, do you have pretty good insurance for labs or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I mean, are you having any kind of? Well, you're having some nausea, but it's probably from the chemo. You think?
Actually, I don't have nausea.
Oh,
now.
you don't?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have. This is like the medicine that I took for an cannabinoid. It's just like for if I had or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
That. Yeah. But I don't have any nausea.
You don't have. But do you take dronabinol just to take it and just for pain?
Just for pain, yeah.
And you think it helps a little bit?
It helps, yeah. Just when they're just both together, they help, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And you're taking it pretty much twice a day, the 2.5.
Yeah, twice
okay.
a day. Sometimes in the evening before I sleep.
Sure.
Yeah, because they actually make you fall asleep sometimes.
Yeah. Now, don't cold turkey that, because your body can get a little bit used to the dron. I mean, you're on a really low dose still.
Yeah.
But, okay. And then, let's see. I think your testosterone looked good, because the other thing that can happen with chronic stress is testosterone can be low, and in a man that could cause fatigue too. So I don't think we necessarily have to check that, but the thyroid and the adrenals, so the adrenal glands, they're that fight and flight gland, and with chronic stress, which you've definitely been under, they can poop out. And they can heal, but sometimes you need to be on, more than just what you're on. So you might need to be on, a multivitamin with minerals. You might need essential fatty acids to be on that. So by doing a blood test in the morning, we can get a snapshot of your adrenals. Now the adrenals are circadian, so they're they really have a special graph 4 times a day. So if you seem really normal in the morning, you may not be at a different time of day, and we can decide, well, should we do the saliva test? But I'll probably support you with some supplements anyways. Okay. Has anyone drawn, like at Hopkins, like your natural killer cells or?
No.
No.
They usually care much about the recurrence of the cancer, mainly.
Yeah.
And anything has to do around it, like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we didn't do something like this, I think.
Right, right. Now it looks like you're on some really decent supplements. Is that from your research or what?
Some of them, it's from my research. Some of them, because I do a little bit of a moderate ketogenic diet.
Good.
Yeah, and they recommend these things, especially like I have a book sometimes I follow up.
Right.
So those things are, from there. Some other things, like I think vitamin, probably B12, I can't remember it now, it's been 2 years, just because of the bone and the nerve damage.
Sure,
things, yeah.
Right.
And I think B12 is the same probably. This is from Dr. Jones' resveratrol.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So with the chemo Dr. Jones has you on, the one of the supplements you want to avoid and you're not on it is quercetin. Okay, so you're not on that because that could interfere with the chemo. But basically, I checked. For the chemo you're on and the type of cancer, I kind of made note of what would be really good supplements for you, and what's really, really missing is melatonin. So even if you were sleeping normally, melatonin in almost every cancer, except maybe lymphoma and leukemia, has been shown to help slow down metastasis, help with the cytotoxic abilities. So and it might help you stay asleep. It's more for falling asleep, but if it helps you stay asleep, that's good. Now, one thing about if you have sleep apnea, though, from do you wake up choking or like startle or breathe? Like you just suddenly wake up.
Sometimes if I close my mouth, I would wake up because I feel like my head is because both nostrils are almost clogged.
Right.
This one opens sometimes, and this one is like already the insurance is gotten in, so it's not really open.
Right.
99% probably is not open.
Yeah.
But this is also closed too.
Right.
So when I forget I close my mouth,
Exactly.
Because there's no
Right, no
there's
air
no breathing,
movement.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Otherwise, I just wake up from just.
Now,
Sometimes
has
okay,
anyone
sometimes-
said you really sound like you're, obstructing or real loud snoring, or like you're dying from not breathing?
No, not really.
No.
Yeah. No, not that much. I mean, I don't even wake up socially.
Okay.
Normal, yeah.
But if we see what I'm worried about, and I guess, it depends on how much the chemo is going to shrink all that. But if you are obstructing,
Yeah.
you're going to be tired.
Yeah.
And you're also going to raise your blood sugar. So I'm going to go ahead, even though you're on metformin, I'd like to get what's called a hemoglobin A1C, which is a blood sugar. It's not the glucose fasting, but it's the average glycolated glucose blood sugar, averaged with eating and not eating. So if that's still a little bit high, we know, well, we should go down. We should go up on this. And also, it just still makes me more concerned about the stress response from possible sleep apnea. Now, if your insurance, so let's just say we can get your insurance to pay for a sleep study. If you meet the criteria, what they would do is they, at least while your anatomy is what it is, you could be fitted for a mask that maybe even has positive pressure blowing into the mouth, and then you wouldn't have sleep apnea and wake up like you are.
It's like something gives you like a normal amount of breath.
It'd be normal oxygen, but it'd be at a pressure. So there's two kinds of masks, and some are just in the nose, but you probably wouldn't want the nose. It's clogged. Yeah. But so there's passive air, oxygen going in, but they would actually determine in the sleep lab. So if you fell asleep fast enough in the lab, then they would hook you up that night with machinery, and they would try to get it to the pressure that you did not have sleep apnea anymore. So that would determine if it was more passive or if it needed positive pressure in and out. Now, let's just say the chemo shrinks that, and then you do a little chemo, or if you have to do a little surgery or radiation, you may not need this, that mask. But even people, that have normal anatomy can have sleep apnea just from how they're built naturally, and sleeping on your back tends to be at a higher, because your tongue goes back. But if you're uncomfortable sleeping on your stomach or your side, we can't do anything about that. But I don't know how you think about trying to do a sleep study, but I think, I do think the fatigue could definitely be a big part of you not getting enough oxygen.
That's possible. That's really possible, because I tend to monitor my body so much. I even sometimes can know if I couldn't sleep for a long time. For example, usually I sleep around 10 o'clock. Sometimes I won't sleep till 11 or 12. Usually I notice that it's a full moon. I notice that somehow, and I feel it in my body. So I feel there is a problem with oxygen in my body. Because I sometimes when this is clogged, I do some exercise and also one of it at least, like this one, and have air. I feel even the headache go away. Which is really interesting. I didn't know that.
It's all connected.
Especially this one, that's natural breathing. It's interesting, So that's really possible.
Now, are you seeing an ear, nose, throat person or any nasal person right now?
I'm just seeing my ENT and
okay.
Hopkins, but he usually takes care of cancer as well. For now, he's just trying to maybe tell me to see with the IPT, and then we will do the surgery. That might open everything up from here in the back. Because if they're going to take anything, probably they will take many of this side here, probably in the roof of the mouth, probably even a little bit of the septum, because there is a little bit there. That might help. He said that might help to open up. Because this is coming in. that might help you with the oxygen and everything else, and then we deal with everything else then. For example, this one, we're going to close it then from
Right.
inside. Because if we don't close it from inside, he said, it won't be closed, just like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And what I noticed, though, always they focus on the cancer.
Yeah, right.
other
But they
things-
forget about, but they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. You still have other organs.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
need to sleep, I need to work, and do
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So did the ENT ever say it would be okay to try a nasal steroid to shrink any?
Yeah, I'm actually on that. Which is
Oh, you
Flonase.
are on it?
I
Like
don't know if I tried
Flonase?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
I never tried it
Oh,
for
good.
that, yeah.
Okay.
Flonase, but I don't know how much it helps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm still on it though.
Well, but that's just if you're on it and you do it pretty regularly.
Yeah.
It's whatever it's helping, it's doing. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, would it be even worse? Possibly, but if you weren't on it, I would say it would be worth trying. But
Okay.
you're already on it, so
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I just didn't know if he said, no, he doesn't want you on it.
Yeah. Is this like supposed to? I mean, what is it supposed to do? Is this like
So it's supposed to shrink swelling,
okay?
and it's. But you have to use it regularly. You can't just use it once a week.
Okay.
I mean, it takes about 3 days to kick in. Are you doing it twice a day?
Once a day.
So, I'm going to look in your nose, but of course I don't have the machine that the ENT does.
Yeah.
But you could, if you look, puffy from normal
Okay.
puffiness,
Yeah.
upping this to twice a day.
Okay.
And it, you would notice in 3 or 4 days if it was helping.
Okay.
If it's not helping, probably just go back to once a day. I
Okay.
mean, does it burn or anything?
Okay.
No?
No, not really. No.
Okay. Does he have you on any other kind of sprays for infection or anything?
Nothing, just this one, and they all, of course, they before asked me to do a
Saline.
neti pot.
Do what?
Neti pot,
A neti pot?
but
Uh-huh.
it doesn't work now because
Yeah, it's
it
clogged.
It doesn't. Yeah, it
Right,
doesn't come out.
right. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And just I do normal spray to wash it out.
Saline or
Yeah.
normal spray. Okay.
That's it.
Do you get anything in?
I get anything in. I get, for example, the first month
Uh-huh.
I used to get in and then out,
Uh-huh.
but now it goes in and doesn't come out. Like it comes
Oh,
out maybe
that
come
your
out.
back,
Maybe
right?
fall,
The throat
yeah.
of it. Okay. So now, some of the doses too. I wanted you to kind of check. You didn't happen to bring your supplements, right?
No,
No.
not really.
Okay. So. Like with the chemo, I'd probably push the CoQ10 to 400 right now.
Okay.
Okay. Now curcumin, you're on a turmeric. Now the studies that I have seen
Okay.
have shown that these two are related, right? You know
Okay,
that turmeric
yeah,
and curcumin.
definitely.
So if you add bioperine which is like a black pepper,
Okay.
and there's if you just put in curcumin 1000 with bioperine, this actually pops up. I forget. There's a couple brands,
Okay.
but that is supposed to, in studies, have shown that it helps the curcumin get to the site of the tumor.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff is like, oh, mine's
turmeric,
better
yeah.
absorbed than yours,
Yeah.
But okay, well it absorbs, but where does it go?
Yeah, where does it
and
go?
so to target where you want it to go.
Okay.
The studies have been with this bioperine, and so then I would, I don't know what dose you were taking, but I would, this would be 1,000 milligrams, and you would take 2 pills, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Like 6 months. Is that it?
right. So if you did get the 1,000 milligrams, you want 2,000 with breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Is it like like 3 times? Is that
3
it?
times. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And better with food.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so these are kind of the max doses. Now, if you find that your stomach can't handle, it, then cut back to what you can.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that there was some studies was with branch chain amino acids, which are like the lysine and the what's the other branch chain amino acid? Why am I blanking on these guys? Where's my little cheat sheet? I did some research on you, and already forgot what it was. It's the proline and arginine. That's what it is. Usually, if you just Google branch chain amino acids, but it's proline and amino acids. Is your weight okay? Are you losing?
I think, I think it's almost stable. Almost.
Okay.
I think around 148, 150. It's not
Okay.
even 140. Yeah, 146, 148, something.
Okay. What's your goal weight?
I didn't really set a goal weight, but I think with because I cut a lot of carbs, that's why I don't have a lot of weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you're avoiding carbs and sugar, right?
Carbs,
Yes,
yeah.
good,
Yeah.
good.
That's why I think it should be stabilized. Yeah.
Yes.
Almost six. Yeah.
Right.
So people are saying like you are now.
Right.
I mean, you don't even have the hips anymore.
Now, are you
But,
getting essential fatty acids in though with this? Are you, because there's ketogenic diets that don't tell you what kind of fats to eat.
Usually, I usually go with ghee, avocados, and nuts, fats from nuts. Sometimes MCT oil.
Right.
Oil, even though I have to maybe change that and drink something, because I have one that's in life, but I might get that one, and also coconut milk or oil.
Okay.
Those, yeah.
So the thing is with so what you mentioned are some of those. I mean, they're all fats,
yeah.
but you have to make sure you're getting these essential fatty acids in too, and this is what kind of why I think sometimes people get malnourished or the ketogenic doesn't work, because you need to have certain omega-6s and certain omega-3s, okay? And I don't know if you read about the Budwood diet at all at one point with the flax and the cottage cheese. Did you ever read about that?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. I had it for a point, but the thing is, with a lot of things that you read, you need to have balance.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So what happened is it would stop working, and so some other researchers figured out that the flax and the cottage cheese were not this 4-to-1 ratio, and the omega-6 that tends to be really good is actually more from sunflower seeds, and this omega-3 is more like flax or walnuts. Now, omega-3 from fish or seafood is down here, but not everybody converts it enough to this guy. And the same with the omega-6s. If you're eating, your grains or your meat, not everybody converts it to sunflower.
I don't eat meat usually. I only eat fish. Basically.
Okay,
yeah.
So make sure in your diet you're trying to get these guys in too. Now there are specialized functional tests at some point we could measure to see, if what you're lacking in. Do you eat eggs?
Yes.
Okay.
It is essential.
Yes. Yeah. So when I have tested people functionally, what they tend to be low in a lot of times is something in these two groups, arachidonic acid or eggs, believe it or not, and then something called evening of primrose. And there has been some studies of evening of primrose, and that has shown also to help with slow down and be apoptotic to the cancer cells, kill the cancer cells. Now, oils you have to be careful with, because if they're made with high heat, they're going to be rancid.
I don't have oils, basically. I don't cook with oils at all.
Right, but I mean, so I want you to have a supplement. So these you don't want to cook with. You want to eat, right? You're eating some eggs, and then I'd like for you to get an evening of primrose, supplement. So it's it's a special omega-6 oil, believe it or not. I don't want not borage, because borage, I mean, there might be a little borage in evening of primrose, but you don't want straight borage, because that can make long chain fatty acids. Body Bio makes a good one.
The name of it is
evening of primrose. Yeah, sorry, it got kind of primrose. I need to update my sheet. So now, and I started talking about the melatonin. Now, I would, most people will start out with 1 to 3 milligrams at night, but to have anti-cancer, antioxidant properties, you really need to try to get up to 20. Now, if you're sensitive and you feel hungover, just stay at the dose that works for you. And then maybe after a week or two, try to go up a little higher. If you have a paradoxal reaction. You know, every once in a while somebody does, and you become the Energizer Bunny at night.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we
Like
have
you
to.
wake up and,
Yeah, right. Then you know we might say, well, let's try it during the day because it is such a good, it's such a great antioxidant.
Oh,
Okay. Now, I especially with the osteosarcoma, we need to measure some of your minerals like selenium. Okay. I do want to get you on a multivitamin. However, has anyone ever checked your methylation gene, the MTHFR detox gene?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so there is a. So I know you've heard the word detox a zillion times, right?
Yeah.
And it means a lot of basic different things to everybody.
Yeah.
And let's see if I can find my this little handout for you here on Well, I'll get that later. So, if you have a methylation defect, the type of amino acids and vitamins that multivitamin we give you really can matter. And this is not the best, but this is my cheat sheet here. Put it all out fast. So, in the liver and in the intestines, your body has to go through all these biochemical reactions, okay? Oxidation, reduction, etc. There's certain nutrients you need. So we talk about branch chain amino acids. So because you have bone destruction, actually giving you some of these amino acids has shown to actually move some of the bone into a more healthier way. And it should also help you deal with phase 1 of the internal detox, okay? Then there's a second phase of internal detox using more of these more amino acids so these are more the B vitamins and things here, different biochemical reactions to get to here. Now in some people what happens is if you're not getting enough of like vitamin C and E and all these other guys minerals, it falls off. And you get more free radicals, so technically, more DNA mutations, possibly more cancer. So what we want to do is we want to give you a really good multivitamin with high enough antioxidants and find out, what the best multivitamin is for you based on your methylation status to push you to getting rid of everything.
Okay, does that need a test or something?
So there is a saliva swab that we can do and send it out. Right now, they say they'll take whatever insurance pays. I did mine. I got 5 invoices, and then they went away. But I called the rep and said, "You said." So I think it would, and we could also. Sometimes they also will look. Not sometimes we can mark to see genetically if what chemo meds work best for your genetic makeup. Now they don't seem to have that many chemo drugs on it, but it's the same. They run the same test no matter what. But if it says for one of your chemo drugs that you have a high chance of toxicity, then Dr. Jones might lower the dose even more. That kind of thing. Okay? All right. So I'll have. So we'll make sure we do that for you. Okay. And so your multivitamin, if you do you have a multivitamin at home that you take?
There's one I tried. I tried it before, but I stopped it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to. I wasn't going 100% on the ketogenic.
Right.
And the doctor recommended. I mean, the writer actually. She's a researcher. She recommended going with the book 100% if you could.
Right.
So I didn't take everything. So because I'm moderately going in and off.
Right.
So I stopped it. I didn't take it.
So basically, any diet that you tend to be on, I think you should be on a good multivitamin, and Yeah, so the modified ketogenic diet, I I do support, but if you aren't eating you don't eat any meat at all, that's probably going to be hard for you to do.
Yeah, I'm just eating just proteins, of course, from eggs and from nuts and from the chicken. I'm taking just fish, basically.
Fresh, right,
Fish, yeah.
right.
Salmon and other things. But meat, no.
Right.
I don't feel like it.
Let's see.
It's one thing that I always wanted to discover.
Yeah.
Ketogenic have some kind of alternative for meat.
Well, it's tough. So there are, and you got to be careful about gluten and rice. You know all about that, right?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if this has. So this, this has a little bit of information about. So if we did if we ended up doing some functional testing down the road, you don't need that, but I can copy this for you. So this membrane stabilizing diet is based on a modified ketogenic. Okay, so it does, and you're probably doing a lot of this right now, but it does. I mean, I guess it does have some other, more than just fish on it here. Mm-hmm. But you can see it's low carbs, and it gives you some ideas of some other things. Yeah, so I'll make a copy of this, and then it sort of tells you things that are restricted, which you're probably already doing. It'll talk about these oils that I was talking about a little bit. Mm-hmm. So. I mean, I'm recommending this one, the balanced oil. That was basically getting in the sunflower seeds and the flax or walnuts. If you just find you're not getting enough, we can also supplement too. Okay. And then this is a phosphatidylcholine that it also helps make up lipids. Okay. But yeah, this just kind of shows you like a paleo pizza mix. Maybe you might be doing a bunch of this stuff, but it really supports more of the essential fats in a way that, because like a lot of people will be on peanut butter and stuff like that, and that's not gonna do anything but create long chain fatty acids.
Yeah, I just have like very
little of that, right? And then of course it kind of tells you what to remove, what to limit, and then of course, I mean, you're probably doing all this. I mean, if we end up doing the red cell fatty acid test, they would actually give you like a cookbook for you too. Okay. But that's like $550 test. I know. So we'll start with this. I'm going to just make a copy of this for you. I'm going to put it here. The two of us not forget. Okay. And so now resveratrol. I know you're on 500 a day, so that's okay. Does it bother your stomach at all?
I think it's okay.
Okay. So you're on a good
Usually what bothers my stomach, because for 2 years now, I usually don't have breakfast. I only have like, not even coffee, it's like maybe coconut milk or cream. Okay. With sometimes coconut oil in it and MCT oil, sometimes some herbs. I like okay. That's the only thing that I have till 12 o'clock. Okay. Everything is okay when I have all the supplements with this. Right. Since if I started eating something like a little bit something, I feel like everything bothers me. Oh. So I have like some kind of an intermittent fasting kind of thing with this fat thing, and supplements till 11 o'clock, everything is okay. Okay. And then through the day I also have 2 meals, one that's 11 or 12, and then another one that's 7 or something. Now, have you tried putting any kind of organic whey protein in? Will that bother you? Like what? Well, so Vital Whey is a non-denatured whey protein. Oh, wait. I never tried it. I tried, because, so basically, being, these branched chain fatty acids, if we got you also, I mean, you could buy those separate in a capsule, but there are some whey proteins that are, these are pretty much, well, they're the same company, but they're an organic
whey protein that is non-denatured.
Okay.
So it's not an isolate. So it's not like the bodybuilding stuff.
Okay.
But if you could put a scoop in that, if it doesn't bother you,
Like a powder kind of thing?
it's a powder.
Okay.
So then, so these guys, would be this would support the branch chain fatty acids.
Okay.
Otherwise, there are amino acids that you can get. There's free aminos, or I know you can just buy branch chain, and they usually are, the dose 500 milligrams, and I would try to do, 1 or 2 twice a day. Now, another big one that's not on your list here is genistein. Have you read about genistein at all?
No. So ginseng, right?
It's a soy isoflavin.
Okay.
And, if you had hormone cancer, I have mixed feelings about this, but you don't.
Yeah.
Okay? And there has been studies with genistein, helping, kill the cancer alongside the chemo.
Yeah.
So we, where's my little, or your weight? Now I know your weight. So so the genistein, where's my little slip of paper here for that? Happens when you bring stuff home on the weekend, then you bring it back to work and you're not organized at all.
Oh, no, it happens every time, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm let's see, I even had a let me see if let me just relook it up again real fast. Might actually be still open on my tab. Hell, there it's but of course, they don't make these doses easy to find. But I remember finding it. Okay, so. Okay, so of course it was animals, but still, that's all we can go by. So it was 100. So we want to try to do 100 to 250 milligrams per kilogram. So your weight is about 146. You said 148, right?
Yeah.
Let me convert here. So how about we'll take 147?
Yeah, sometimes it goes,
Okay, so you're about 66 kilograms. Let me just write that you're about 66 kilograms, which equals, say 147 pounds. So if we did times 100, wow, okay. So that's going to be milligrams. So that's 6 grams. So you would want to aim, and I would probably split it, but aim for 6 grams per day. Now it is dose dependent. I mean, so we even going to 66 times 250. That's going to be up to 16 grams. Up to 16 grams per day. But I'd start up and work up, but this is supposed to be dose dependent. Okay. Then the other thing is, you don't know how much.
This one is for.
So this is to help with the osteosarcoma.
Okay.
If you look up, what has been found to be helpful.
Okay.
This is, there hasn't, such a rare cancer. There's not as many studies.
So yeah, that's one of the problems. Yeah, always.
Yeah, I know. So if I was, some of these are just, we know they're good and they're going to support, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say where research definitely has been melatonin, the genistein, and I'd say these amino acids, so the branch chain.
Yeah, that's very important, because I want to know the essentials and probably the other things.
Right.
Because you have a lot of things that I can go on and go through and see which one is which. But the essentials are important.
And sometimes it's good to pulse stuff. Like, to me, curcumin and resveratrol may be sort of like in the same class, if you will.
Okay.
So, you may want to, I mean, there's no magic to this, but some people will say, well, maybe do a month and then do a different one a month later, just because resistance can happen, right? But things like a multivitamin and your essential fats, those are gonna, and CoQ10, they're gonna kind of help get rid of toxins and detox. So so you still need them for repair and detox, but for helping assist the cancer chemo.
No, directly.
Like the curcumin, the resveratrol, the genistein, pulsing those maybe with the chemo, they're going to work differently than the multivitamins. That makes sense? Yeah. Now, did Dr. Jones or anybody measure your vitamin D?
I don't believe nobody did that, no.
Okay. Because, I need to examine you, but I think, so you're Innovation Health, right? So you go to Quest.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is we want to get a fasting lab, and because I want to see what your adrenals are doing with that fatigue and everything, we really need to try to get it roughly between 8 and 9 a.m. Because if it's like 11 a.m., if they make you wait, it won't be accurate. Okay?
Right, so it's supposed to be early morning, 8, between 8 and 9, okay.
Yeah, 8, right. So if you don't have an appointment, you go at 8, they might get you in by 9, but if you can make an appointment, you'll get, priority.
Okay.
So let me.
They're usually okay.
They're pretty good where you go.
I mean, when I go, there was nobody actually.
Oh, good. Oh, wow, good.
Yeah, especially in the worst days,
Okay.
Weeks,
And then we want to get I want to get some minerals on you too, because iodine, copper, zinc, and definitely selenium. And then I want to get manganese. Here we go. And then we want to get that hemoglobin A1C blood sugar. Okay. I don't know why there's 2 of them here. And I want to see what your insulin is doing, because sometimes that will be a hint more than the blood sugar. I'm gonna, instead of looking at all the hepatitis screens right now, I'm gonna get another liver test called the GGT. If we aren't seeing anything abnormal and you're still really tired, then we can order all the different hepatitis panels. Is that, unless you want me to go ahead and order them all?
I'll just see what this one is.
Okay. And then I want to get DHEA and pregnenolone for other adrenal support. And I'm going to go ahead and get your testosterone. It's probably okay, but let's just make sure that isn't creating the problem, okay? And we said vitamin D. Now, so no one's measured your B12 or folate that I saw. So I'm going to go ahead and get a B6 and B12 and folate. Now, these are not functional tests. So what's floating in the blood,
Okay.
So even if these are normal, if they're on the lower end of normal, to me they might not be optimal. All right. And so we're going to get thyroid, TSH.
So you get all these from
Quest.
this.
Okay. And we're going to get, where's the thyroid tests here? TSH, free T, here we go, free T3, free T4, and I'm going to get a reverse T3. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get an amino acid level on, so when I get amino acid levels on people, it indirectly can, in an ideal world, show if you're low on certain amino acids, but also low on certain B vitamins. There might be a few, amino acids that might be out of whack because of the sarcoma. So I guess I'll have to do research if that happens. But it's probably, unless we're going to do functional tests, this just gives me more information. Okay? All right. and we probably should get your CDC killer cells, natural killer cells. Okay. Now, was there anything that with your reading that you maybe wanted someone to check that I'm missing?
Nothing really. The problem with osteosarcoma is they always don't know.
I know.
They always tell you, like, we're going to order this chemo for you, but we have no data.
Right.
And they have, of course, general data as well. And they recommend chemo and then surgery and then radiation.
Right.
But they're not sure about, for example, with radiation. They tell me maybe you might lose the eye, you might get another cancer or whatever. But more than that, nobody goes deeper than that.
And no one knows how you got this cancer, right?
No.
And I know they don't really know. And so, because I'm in the integrative world, I'm always looking to, for how to help people.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a journey for me too.
Yeah.
And so, as I get sicker, as you get some people better with certain tests, and then you keep learning and going to conferences.
Yeah.
So right now, I have been, accepted to order what's called an epigenetic test out of Germany, which would epigenetics different than genetic, right? You understand, right?
I read Dr. Lipson's works a little bit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So in people that I can't get better, and I'm not saying these are cancer patients; these are just fatigued people, But they've tried everything. They've tried antibiotics for possible Lyme. They've done all the adrenal stuff. They just can't get better. And so this epigenetic test has actually shown that a lot of them have something on their DNA that is causing like mitochondria damage. Mm-hmm. It could also be on a tissue suppressor tumor marker. Mm-hmm. One lady who's she's 30, she's been exhausted since 12. Mm-hmm. She has mold and a heavy metal on a megablastoma tumor. Mm-hmm. And so if she doesn't get that off, she's going to get megablastoma. Mm-hmm. Now, would something show up for you that would say, this is what is driving this? I don't know for sure. That's the problem. It's $1,000 test, so it's nothing to sneeze at. But I just kind of wanted to let you know that, there's that epigenetic test. Now, let's just say we do get something back, right, that says you've got, something in your DNA that's on a tissue suppressor cell. So that means your natural immunity to suppress, I keep saying tissue, I meant tumor suppressor cell. Let's just say that your natural ability to suppress that tumor is never going to work despite all the chemo, because you've it's kind of like like it's a DNA, the gate has been flooded open, so that can't get off. So the only way to get your body to have your tissue, your tumor suppressor cells to work is to get something to clean that DNA. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, if that happened, then we'd have to. There's a guy in Germany. There are some people out here, but not as good with the cancer. That would, in addition, well, actually, Dr. Jones could talk to the guy in Germany because he does IPT, but he also does phosphatidylcholine to help clean off the DNA. Okay. So it's just something to think about. And I mean, if we were all rich, it'd be easier, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
which is really a problem, like.
I know.
Yeah, people. You have to have even thinking about it. Of course, that's a different level. Because people even don't think about that.
Right.
But thinking about it and then finding out, going around the whole area and going directly and indirectly, everything. You have to have money for that.
I know. Yeah.
It is crazy. I know. But I could maybe, I don't know, I could start somewhere and then see how things go.
I think definitely seeing, like if there's like this, we're gonna see what's the best multivitamin. We're gonna see where your minerals are at. We're gonna try to support, you. I want to try to see if I can order a sleep study on you, and it definitely go from there. So there's been a number of patients too have had like stage 4 breast cancer, needed multiple levels, and then she finally got in remission. And she doesn't want to stay on chemo for the rest of her life. And to me, it would make sense to, because she keeps telling me, well, what about this stem cell? What about that stem cell? I'm like, no, not with cancer. But if you're looking at that stuff, you've got money somewhere, right? And I said, you really should do this epigenetic test, because if there's still something on your DNA,
then you can at least know.
But if there's not, then maybe making the decision not to pursue chemo, you don't need to, because you already really cleaned your cell. But so everybody has their own way of wanting to spend money, I guess.
And I think it's a little bit because of the confusion as well, because they didn't really help us, pursue cancer so well. When I read a lot about cancer, and I found out they almost know nothing about cancer, really.
Right. Yeah.
I got into a very down place, and then of course I woke up from that.
Good.
But for example, for my osteosarcoma, it didn't do anything, just swell. That's why swelling, everything. But it didn't do anything else in the body. It kept, of course, pushing and everything. The chemo that I took, which was cisplatin and doxorubicin, 2016, I took 3 cycles, and then came back. 4th cycle, it came very aggressively. It went up, even under the eye. Even the eye condition has changed now. So they have to change everything. They did 3 surgeries, and the 4th one when it came back again. So the tumor itself was just pushing the nerves and whatever, and swelling.
Right.
But somehow you shock to yourself saying, probably, I just they poked it, and it becomes so quicker, in the swelling, and So that was a little bit just why I told them just to hold off for the surgery. Let me try another way.
Right.
Just, but I don't know. Probably do it because it's growing somehow. I don't know. Let's see.
Right. It's hard when they really can't tell you what's the right thing to do.
Yes.
And now, you never did radiation though?
No. Because they told me you might lose the eye, you might have another cancer, because the radiation for osteosarcoma should be very strong, about 4 or 5 times the normal person in this area. Even though they wanted to try proton therapy, which is so accurate, whatever, but the information wasn't really, it wasn't satisfying for the idea of just, working with the DNA or whatever, or the cancer, losing the eye, and they don't even have an data, so, so I didn't go for it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any little seeds but that's still probably too close to the eye if they...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, the past year, after last surgery, which is November, nothing in here now, in this area.
Oh, good.
Yeah, nothing in here. And the one that's now is just in this
area.
Yeah. Yeah, but, that's about it.
So it was on this side originally,
yes.
And so hopefully you can win this side, but not go somewhere else again.
Yes, that's the thing. So I didn't say nothing in here, so I thought that's a good sign. Now we're gonna pursue this area.
Right.
And
now, when do you see your ENT again?
I'm assuming probably in 3-4 cycles of IPC.
Okay.
They'll probably do a test and then probably see him.
Okay.
We see how it's reacted.
Right.
And then we see.
Okay.
If it's reacted well or whatever.
Right.
Either do a surgery or not. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me examine you and see if if you seem infected or anything. Just kind of take a little peek here and look at your eyes first and. Oh yeah, we're all hidden. Now, do you ever get pus out of your eye? Or just it's more like clogged teardrop?
I don't know, these days, the past few weeks probably, I don't know why I'm getting something right. I don't know if it's a pus. But when I wake up, I find a little bit of
crustiness? Or?
A little bit. I don't know if it's just pressure. That's not close.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, it could be that like you know how you had the sinus infection and it's slowly coming back, and it will start coming out of the eyes eventually.
Because, you know, they have a lot of mini fours and mini things they inject in here.
Mm-hmm.
About 4 or 5 bodies they inject inside here.
Right.
Just the one that's actually, I think some kind of I don't know, some kind of metal or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. And the ENT doesn't want you doing any, he doesn't want you trying to irrigate or anything from this way.
No, yeah. He said this, if you want to get from going for surgery, either you decide for the surgery or not, we can do a surgery once from inside and take some of the pills out.
Right.
That's what they said, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have you just look right at my eye, or my nose, yeah. And follow my finger with your eyes.
By the way, I have a double vision on each side.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
So
You were doing really well. I mean, you know, sometimes you look at that report and you think, oh my gosh. I'm going to actually try to look gently into your nose, okay? Yeah, I can see a little bit of tissue or something going on that side. Does this hurt when I press?
Not much. If it's more, it's a little fresher.
Yeah, it's really swollen in there. How about on this side?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Hurts a little bit here.
Okay.
But in here, it's like this.
Let me look inside your mouth here.
If you want, I can take the ulcer out.
Okay, yeah, you know, maybe a little tissue or something. Now, are you seeing a dentist or anybody keeping track of you?
I cleaned a lot. I cleaned well. The hospital was maybe a month or so. About one, yeah.
Okay.
This is like they got the tissue from here and grafts from
Oh,
here.
wow,
And it's
okay.
inside the mouth, so you'll see like this is a black kind of skin in there.
Uh-huh, okay,
And also there's a hole that
okay,
actually goes here. I
okay,
have not closed that yet, so.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm short, so you might have to come, there you go. Okay, I see the muscle, okay. You might just let me know if I'm hurting you, okay? Have you tilt down a little bit so I can see the back of your head? Okay. So you easily could have sleep apnea just from your normal anatomy.
Okay.
So you got that giraffe up there, but your normal hard palate is low. I mean, I have the same thing.
Okay.
And so, you know, I have to really push your tongue down to see your airway.
Okay. It's not really open, okay.
Right. So, you know, you lay on your back, which you do, you know, just naturally your tongue is going to slide back
Okay.
and you're going to obstruct and you don't have much in here.
Yeah.
So,
That's
you know, we probably should do a sleep study. I mean, sometimes if it's mild, they can try to do a mouth guard instead of the breathing, but probably, you know, it'd be better for you to have the mask.
breathing is really important,
It's
yeah.
very important.
okay.
And that's going to, you know, just because we know stress, you know, and sugar can fuel cancer. If you're obstructing, you're getting a stress response,
Okay.
and that cortisol is going to also, you know, the glucose. So we want to do everything to assist you in healing, and I am really thinking that you know, could be obstructing. Just even, I mean, you with your palate that way, you could have sleep apnea even without your nose, but it's
Even
double.
my doctor before, last year, he was saying if the insurance covers, we could do something like this.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't go on with it, I think because we got another cancer resource or something. But he was thinking on that.
The ear, nose, throat guy? Or
The
who?
ENT guy.
ENT guy, yeah. Good, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if your insurance,
I don't even think the insurance on that side went for it. The order, I think. They have a new insurance now. But they didn't go for it, I think. I'm not sure. But this one was right, actually.
Okay.
The different one.
So, usually, I mean, I can, it shouldn't matter who fills it out unless you don't have an HMO, right?
It's called HMO open access.
Okay.
So it's one grade above the normal HMO.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like the second grade, which is supposed to be great.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know why they call it HMO. This is like something that we have been asking.
Right.
If it's not an HMO, normal HMO.
Okay.
Yeah.
So usually what happens is, we have to fill out some paperwork that shows your symptoms. Well, you actually fill it out and we send it in.
Yeah.
And then, your insurance will approve you or not approve you. If it doesn't approve you, maybe trying to do it through the ear, nose, throat. That's the only thing I don't know with that open access. If there's, an issue of who orders it.
Okay.
But you can, call and find out from them anyways. But we got you here. We'll just submit the paperwork and then if they don't approve you, hopefully they'll maybe say, well, they won't tell you anything, but I would say go through the ENT if we can't get you approved and see if he can, okay, if he or she can. Let me just, big breath. Have you lay back for me. Now, do your bowels move regularly?
No, I think it's okay.
Okay. And did Dr. Jones say to start a probiotic or anything?
I think previously last year he gave me a probiotic. I don't have it now, but yeah, why not? I think.
Yeah, it's when you're on chemo. It is kind of good to, I'll just mark that and just try to get one with bifido and lactoacidophilus in it. You don't want to live on probiotics, but if you're on a chemo or an antibiotic, you kind of want to replace it because you're killing it off. Okay, so I'm just going to listen to your abdomen here. I'm just going to untuck you, okay? Just going to listen here. Now let me press. Does that hurt at all? Okay, good. How about over in here? No? Okay, come over to that little gallbladder. Big breath in. Out. So just feel like mashing basically. Are you okay? Does that hurt? Okay. Now when's the last time you had a bowel movement?
I think it's not.
Okay, good. Okay, because you want to try to go a couple times a day if you can. Okay. All
Usually
right.
I have it in the morning because I usually start with breakfast. I just eat small stuff.
Okay.
So it goes okay in the morning.
Good. So I'm going to have Carla, just because you're so tired, I'm going to have my medical assistants get a blood pressure and pulse lying and then standing. Because that gives me an idea of, what your adrenals and your fluid and salt intake are doing. Okay? So you comfortable for the moment? Just rest. Okay, I'm going to just have her come in. And actually, I'm going to grab this to copy. We might, I don't know if we have any new folders. It might be in that one. That's for you. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Where's my, where's my stapler? This you can clip. Okay, so I'm gonna make copies of all of these.
This one, that what you're referring to?
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna put it in this new folder.
Okay,
So
great.
I'm gonna bring it
thanks.
all into you at once.
Okay. Okay, so we have this.
Let's put this back in here. Do you still want me to put that one? Oh, you didn't do the nutrition, so what is it called? The food profile that you normally have in these new ones? But this is one I got from the other one.
Right, okay.
And then,
Yeah, we can just, that's fine. I'll put it in the ketogenic diet thing I just copied.
okay.
So,
All right.
this is,
Go
we'll
sit
put that
down.
in there. I couldn't
Okay.
find my stapler.
Okay. Did I take it or, oh no, here it is. It's right here.
Oh, the lens, okay.
Yeah, I remember I was
It's in too nice of a place. I couldn't see it.
Actually, I put it right over there because I normally can't see it. I just got it right there.
We got his names on these and then.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
So, and we'll do that for genomics, a sleep study. Mo, do you, oh, sorry, Mo, do you go by Muhammad, not Mo, probably, right?
Oh, you thinking of,
My special friend's name is Muhammad, but he goes by Mo, so I'm sorry.
I know.
have it right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do
So,
some sleep.
as far as having something for pain, do you want to have oxycodone on standby, just at what, the 5 milligrams, or you want
I
to be?
think it would make sense.
Yeah. I think so too, and I don't think we need to go to the long acting yet, because it sounds like that's too strong. Okay, so,
It's just strong, I can't actually do anything. I can't can't drive, I can't do anything. Besides, I can't drive.
drive, okay.
Yeah.
But if you get where it's too much up and down and wearing off and it takes too long to get you comfortable,
Yeah.
then, you know, the longest, we might then try to do a 10 milligram once a day instead of twice a day, because, so right now you're in a total of, at the most, 15 milligrams of short acting a day, right? Five threes.
Yeah.
So if you start needing more than that, then you calculate it by doing it in long acting. But long acting, if you're at that, it takes really a long time to kick in.
Okay.
So the short acting, you know, is a little faster. But if it's too much like this, then we might want to cover you during the day with a longer acting, and then maybe, you know, a short acting before you go to bed. I mean, how much are you dipping when you take it?
When I take 5 milligram, it actually works okay for 4 hours or something.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Usually I ask me to do something else like that, so,
Right.
you know, it takes even longer, 3 hours more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And so you
It's
seem
okay.
okay. It's
Yeah.
You're not going like 10 to 2, 10
No,
to
no,
2
no,
on the
it's
pain
okay.
scale.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
okay, yeah.
kind of steady. Okay. And then you need some dronabinol too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already have the one that I have, right?
So metformin. Oh, I don't know. Oh, so you need, you need a refill for dronabinol? Oh wait, you put 12?
I have actually a refill, I think.
Okay, so you don't need that.
I have this one for.
Do you have metformin?
No, I don't have. It's full end soon.
Do you want me to refill this? Or is Dr. Jones filling that?
Yes, actually fills that, yeah.
He's filling that usually?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you just need me to give you the oxycodone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm on the same page as you are. Okay, and let's see here. you want your what your dentures back in,
Yeah,
you want them, or you want to put water on them, or if you want them back in, you can put them
So
in.
I can watch
Oh,
it
just okay. All right. You so yeah, she'll begin to take your blood pressure in just a second. Are you? Oh, there she is.
Do you
Okay.
have the scale that we need for the sleep study? The
Oh, the
testing?
Epworth. Okay. Let me see if I have one.
If you don't, I could.
Let's see.
I know I had a whole bunch of plans. I don't know where it went.
Okay. Yes, I
I was
have.
about to say, I don't know if I did. That might have been that. Give those to you.
No, this
I
is
have
my
a whole bunch.
stash. I try to always have a stash, and then when I run out, if I give my last one out, then I'm in trouble.
Okay. I had a whole bunch of them, and I can't find them because they were in the box, and I was like, what happened to them? So okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna give this to you so we can do the.
Oh, sign it. Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you just doing the regular blood pressure, or are you doing?
I wouldn't do
orthostatics?
orthostatics,
Go ahead and
yeah,
write that
thank
down for me, and I'll give you a minute there, and then I'm gonna do your blood pressure laying down, and then I'll have you stand up, and we'll go from there. Okay. Is he on any medications besides? This is it.
And then the chemo. So we want to make sure we do the chemo too.
Right.
It was Taxol and
Ormit, Gemzar.
Gemzar. Right.
Dronabinol. Gem.
And then he uses sometimes oxycodone.
Oxycodone. And Taxol, you said? Was
Taxol.
That, that's T-A, that was
T-A-X-O-L.
O-L. Okay, got it. I did the diagnosis notes afterwards. So
Okay.
you can find the bottom there. Okay, so get your blood pressure in.
So Mohammed, we can usually get a bottle of 100 of the oxycodone. Is that what you had before?
No, I think about 3 months or something.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna write for that bottle. Just you probably already know this, but if they don't have enough to give you and only give you half, then you can't go get the other half.
Yeah, they told me that.
Yeah. Okay. So try to make sure they have it in stock.
Okay, all right, those are the other pharmacies.
Or another pharmacy. Exactly. Okay, you've been told. You know the system. Perfect. Okay, so then we that. This.
This is right here. Sorry. Oh my gosh, it's 13.
I
All
know.
the way back to Friday. Okay, so let's go ahead and have you stand up here. It's right here. Yep, go ahead and stand completely up. Any dizziness?
Okay.
A little bit? Just relax your shoulders, relax your arm, and I'll hold your arm up for you. Go ahead, see if I got on the table there. And then I'm gonna wipe your mouth quickly, and then I'll have you fill out the, this is for his.
Oh, great, thanks. He told me his weight, but I don't.
Oh yeah, I'll ask him
Okay.
to finish that.
Get my hands off. Okay, at least your blood pressure and pulse did perfect, Mohammed, so that's great.
It's one thing about pain medicine. I always wanted to have something that's more natural, or I don't know, just trying many things maybe which helps indirectly.
I could give you a recommendation. I don't know if it's real bone cancer pain. It may not work.
Okay.
I mean, because the ingredients will have some of the stuff you're already on, but it'll have a little bit more.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swallow both sides of your mouth. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so if you want to come back down over here, Mohammed, you can. But then,
So,
I wouldn't.
go ahead.
Okay, if I can get your signature right here, this is just for the mouth swab that she explained. And then I'll finish. I just gotta put your date of birth and stuff. But if you want to sign right there, there you go. Okay, great. And then you're gonna hold on to that because this is for your sleep study. Go ahead and put your name and today's date, and then you'll read each question. If you want, you can have a seat. I just want you to say on this scale, with 0 being never doze off and 3 being a high chance. Read the first one sitting and reading. What's the chances of you dozing off? If it's a very high chance, then you circle this one over here. If there's no chance, then you circle 0. And you answer all the questions pertaining as you finish. Don't forget your name and the date, okay?
Okay.
And how tall are you?
5'10", I think. 5'10".
5'10"?
Yeah.
Just can't get into the computer. All my passwords and everything aren't working.
None of your passwords are working?
Not that everything I've given her.
Oh, you give us
Lexus
Oh,
for
she's
the
trying to
P2P.
get in?
She's trying to do the Quest stuff for the EMR.
okay.
And,
We'll figure that out.
yeah.
I think it was saved on my computer, so. That's
Yeah.
the thing about sometimes I don't like saving it because if you don't have to put it in when you do need it.
Then I know. That,
don't
but I write
know.
it down in my notes, but she said it's not working. Sometimes I think they don't say they want you to change it every so many days, but they make you change it.
Yeah. Well, unless we just forgot to put the last time we changed.
Right. That could be. Okay. So I've got. I'm gonna just show them this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Mohammed, so for some natural pain supplements that probably more with fibromyalgia than cancer, but it might be worth trying. Either this End Fatigue Pain Formula by Integrative Therapeutics, which has sweet cherry, boswellia, and white willow bark in it. White willow bark can be somewhat like Aleve, so you got to be a little careful about if you do the max, I'd be careful about adding extra Aleve on top of it. All right. Soothe and Relax has the same things plus more. So, this one with the holy basil and the 5-HTP may also support the adrenals a little bit, and just maybe help if you feel like they're like you're having trouble relaxing. So the glucosamine may, even though this is kind of known for joints and pain and with the MSM, I don't know if I haven't seen anything specifically for bone cancer, but maybe it would help. But either you could try either one, and I wouldn't use the curcumin. Wouldn't be high enough to the you still need your higher dose. Okay. So we'll just make.
Is there the name for this one?
Yeah. So this one you do have to go on Research Nutritionals. I mean, we have a link on our website that you can just press, but you have to use my code RIDMD. They won't do it. They only will do it if you have a doctor's code. And Fatigue Pain Formula. You might Full Scripts might have this one. Otherwise, Amazon. I know sometimes Amazon. There's been some concern about that they're not being exactly what you're paying for. Or you can go on the Integrative Therapeutics website. But research, you do have to go on their website, and you have to have a code with that one. Okay. All right. So I'll just make sure you get all this stuff here. Okay. So I guess, as far as we need to start a multivitamin, but I'm thinking, since I want to see what your methylation is for detox, I want to see what your minerals are. Unless you have one at home, I might just wait and or I could make a recommendation of a good one that will cover you no matter what your detox status is for methylation.
What is that?
A multivitamin. If you want to get started on, there's a multivitamin powder, but I don't know how you do with powders that you.
Usually,
you just can mix it in with your fats in the morning.
I could probably, maybe,
or if you want to wait. I mean, it's just with you being tired, if it's all from sleep apnea, the vitamin probably won't make that much difference. But I know you're having increased oxidative stress from the chemo, and so being on that are you doing the high dose vitamin C vitamins over there?
I'm taking an IV with them, but I didn't take it last week. 12 I think another one this week.
Okay.
And I think it's high in vitamin C.
C and some of the B vitamins.
I think, yeah.
Okay. So you're getting that. You're just not getting the minerals, though.
The other one I think I'm taking with the IPT, which is, I think, I don't know what they call them. They call them bag 1 or bag 2, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Those have selenium and all of
right,
those
good, okay.
This is an IPT I'm taking it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the days you're not on it, because a lot of those just, they give you a good dose, but then they eventually wash out.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll write consider. So this is a multivitamin that's a powder that supports that phase 1 and 2 detox that we talked about, and it does actually have some amino acids in it too. So I tell you, it's a love-hate situation. People either love this vitamin or they're like, I can't stand the smell of it. If
there was one that I got from the UK actually, because it didn't have any carbohydrates. But the smell was crazy. But it was like chills.
Right. So there's no. I mean, I think there's a little stevia in this, but there's no
A chemical kind of smell.
Yeah, well, they do flavor it like with cherry or vanilla, not vanilla, citrus.
Okay.
If you don't have the methylation gene that you have to take this one, this isn't going to hurt you. But if you have a combination, I mean, this vitamin covers you no matter what.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say consider, and I know you've got a lot going on. I mean, at some point, I definitely want to get you on a multivitamin.
Yeah.
But
Taking analysis makes it like sure you might go or not. I mean, the test, yeah.
What if it makes you sore or what?
I mean,
sorry.
the test.
The test, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to see, right? Because we'll have more options if you don't have the worst mutation possible.
Okay. Yeah,
So this is just if you're like, I'm really not eating, as much as I should or as well as I should. I better take some vitamins. Otherwise, we'll revisit this when we get your test back.
Okay. I think usually with food I'm good because I cook and everything.
Good.
I think.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to make sure she copies all this. And so then this is the lab slip. She's just going to copy it, but it's going to be fasting at 8 or 9 a.m. Don't take any of your vitamins that day. I mean, you can take a pain medicine, but I don't want you to swallow your Bs.
Okay.
And then, we're basically measuring your B complex. Did I even put B in here? Yes, I did. Okay. All right. That's that. And then this is just the 100 pills of the 5 milligrams of oxycodone for you. Okay. Now, I don't know if you want to try to put any kind of silver sol in your nose,
What is that?
sinus.
What is that?
So silver is a colloidal silver that it's so small that it's not going to turn you blue, but it has some anti-infection, antiviral, maybe some anti-tumor properties. But we'd have to, if we were trying to. It's not going to hurt you to be on it. The question is it going to do any good, especially if there's a low-grade sinus infection?
Yeah.
I know you're doing.
There's a push in here. I don't know if that's like a sinus infection or something.
Well, it could, right? There's a little bit of like a odor smell that you might have an infection in there, and we could just put you back on antibiotics, which has helped. And we can still do that, and I still could maybe see if you can get so many natural sprays up there. I don't know if it would get in there. I don't know if you're interested in trying that.
Maybe. Is this like a spray?
But you'd have to you'd have to make sure you can find the spray one. Some of them are droppers, and so they're a little. Well, yeah, the sprays are definitely easier. Find that for you. And now, so there's silver sol by protocol, which you make sure you get the spray one, and you can try to do 10 sprays 1 to 3 times a day, and actually you might want to try both sides just to see if it helps in any way augment the shrinkage of the tumor. I mean, it's not going to hurt you to be on this for 6 weeks. I mean, even a couple of months. I mean, I wouldn't go on it for a year. But and then, do you think you want to try Augmentin? Do you want me to write an antibiotic?
Does this interfere with ICC or anything?
The Augmentin shouldn't interfere with anything. I mean, you could just ask Dr. Or just have Dr. Jones write it if you want. Or, but I mean, people have been on antibiotics with the IPT before. But maybe it'd be good for him to, maybe you should discuss with him that. And
I'll reach him. I don't know. I'll email him because I have my next IPC is on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, and. I don't know if this is like an infection that might need maybe to do it something quick or not.
Okay. It's not, right now you don't have to be on an antibiotic. I mean, obviously, if you keep getting more pus and then you feel more, just you don't feel well, achy, fever, chills for sure. It's because it's starting to go backwards again. It may, this might take care of it if you use it, or you may just end up with the chemo shrinking stuff enough that you don't need any antibiotic. But I just keep it in mind though. Okay. All right. Bless you. And another one right there. All right. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. And if you want, while you finish up that, I can go ahead and process your payment. It's $550 today. And then,
you already have the card, or do I have to give it?
Yeah, I have to slide it. We just keep the card on file, just just in case we have to, but we don't actually slide or to charge anything until you. Yeah, until you come in.
If you want me to give it to you, shall I finish this?
Oh yeah, definitely finish that. We definitely need to finish that. I just want to go ahead and move you on because we're right at that.
Okay. Yeah, I got something coming.
One thing maybe worth noting is I wake up frequently at night. Let's say if I slept from 11 o'clock till 5, I wake up about 4 or 5 times because of water. Well, I feel everything is dry. I have to drink.
Okay, wait. So that could be a essential fatty acid deficiency.
That's been there for some time now.
Right.
Long time, yeah.
And sometimes it helps to put like cucumbers in, and I know you don't want to probably put or lemon, just to make the water have more osmolarity to it, so it gets inside the cells. But your blood pressure and pulse were nice and normal.
I don't know, so the change in the sinus,
you might be drying out with mouth breathing.
I have to have this, otherwise I'll be like,
have you done biotine? Like there's a biotine dental moisturizer?
I tried it a long time ago. That was when I was taking another chemo. But I could try that too,
yeah. that there's a spray or like a biotine gum that helps moisturize it without just being water.
Okay. Because it's just dry to the level of I could choke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I wake up, I'll forget something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's open my mouth anyway. I'm breathing my mouth as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would definitely try to get get some sunflower butter and almond butter, or not almond, walnut and flaxen, because those are essential fats, and definitely get that the evening of primrose.
Okay.
Because that can really help with moisture.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So as soon as you finish up with that, you'll be good to go.
Do I have an order for the lab?
This is your order for the labs.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'll let you finish that so we can quit disturbing you, and then we'll go and
Sorry.
get you out of here.
Oh, the white folder. Oh, I think he's writing on it.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
So this is like, do you feel rested upon awakening? It's so yes and no. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Always err on the side of yes for insurance.
Like, oh,
Happens
okay.
ever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, whatever happens, yes.
But we want them to accept you.
Yeah, pretty.
We're not lying.
Yeah, yeah, at
It does
least.
happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great, just in case I get home before that.
Oh, that's already copied.
That's already copied. Okay.
That's already copied.
I think we might have some doubles on some of these records now.
Okay. So,
Because I don't know, because I brought some to review, and,
oh, and then,
then I don't remember.
You need to two stacks separate.
Well, yeah, they've all by now.
Oh yeah, because if this over, oh yeah,
Just something
this
is-
was it. Okay, I'll just look through and see if they're no, it's okay.
Is this all good? Yeah.
Do you first? If you answer no, do not complete. Yep, you don't have to complete the rest of this because you answered no. So you are all good to go.
Didn't ask anything about breathing or anything, right? Like how, because one of the problems that I have is just breathing while sleeping. Is there anything that covers that here? Because
Well, my part, I put that, you know, that you, it's over here.
Yeah, it'll probably be under here. Under this.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I put that I suspect obstructive sleep apnea, that your maxillary sinus and nares, have osteosarcoma, snoring, headaches, sleepiness, fatigue. So we could put others. So difficulty breathing.
breathing slowly, like drying up as well. I don't know if that's like drying up. Because
Well, difficulty breathing through nose, and I'll just put and dry mouth.
I think there is no breathing through nose. That's almost. I mean,
We're
sometimes-
right, obstructive, right. That's why I wanted to put the, that, this is not just stuffy nose. This is, you've got a sarcoma in your sinus and nares, so.
Okay, so this
Okay.
right here is your receipt here, and this is your prescription.
Okay.
This is your lab slip here, and these are all your supplements that she wants you to take. And if you want to purchase any of them from our full script, I heard she went over it a little bit with you. This is the website you can go to, and most of these supplements you can find on full script. Okay,
alright.
so this is your folder to take with you. So I'm going to put this right in here, so you can kind of keep up with everything until you go home and put it wherever you want, or you could just leave it in there. And here's her card if you need it. Okay, so here you go, sir. You're all good to go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was nice to meet you, Mohammed, and we'll give you, I guess, a call when we get everything back. It takes a couple weeks probably,
Yeah, sometimes
right?
about 2. Well, it's been back quicker, but I still like to err on the side of 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the lab, maybe I could do it sometime now, or the lab?
Oh, the labs, yeah. You can do those anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, just try to do it at 8 in the morning,
Okay.
and don't eat, don't take any of your supplements
Or
right before you
any food
go.
as well, or no food?
No food at all.
Yeah.
Fasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
About 8 hours, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So with your IPT, if you have to go fasting, maybe